Good evening. This is Sri Primo here, and I'm going to do a quick recap like I do for all major events. This time we're going to do it for the ICC Champions Trophy, Cricket Champions Trophy that's happening in Pakistan and in Dubai. And the first match was between the hosts, Pakistan and New Zealand. And just a quick recap on the match itself. The ICC kicked off with in Karachi. The defending champions were indeed Pakistan, and they faced New Zealand in at the National Stadium. Pakistan won the toss and elected to bowl first, which I do think that may have come to um, you know question the decision. But anyway, starting with that, the New Zealand actually posted a very strong total. But before that, Pakistan actually, the bowlers were able to, both Afridi and Naseem Shah were able to put the brakes on New Zealand early. Will Young, who will go on to score a century, and Conway, um, they were playing at 5 runs a clip, not a real good start, but I think at 39 for one. But then they lost Kane Williamson, one of the strongest performers in the New Zealand side early. And Pakistan actually had the upper hand at when the third wicket fell, when Daryl Mitchell fell, and at 16 overs. So that was Harris Ross' good wicket. That's when he was actually bowling good line and length. But then there was a huge partnership between um, Latham and Young. And Young actually goes on to score a century, 12 fours and six, 107 of 113, so very good clip strike rate, along with Latham. And they took the score to 191 for four after, and Young fell down, but Young fell out. But then it was back to Latham and Glenn Phillips, who just destroyed the Pakistan bowling completely. Latham goes on to actually stay unbeaten at 118. So two centuries by New Zealand batsmen that really puts the pressure on that. It was actually, from a run rate standpoint, it was at 5.5 early in the 37th over, but they really put on a show and took New Zealand to 316 for five when Phillips got out with 2 balls remaining in the final over. But the damage was already done. The 125 runs partnership in a matter of like 12 overs. So that was like 10 runs a clip, really put the pressure on the Pakistani bowlers. Harris Roth, who was impressive earlier, but went on to give 83 runs for his 2 wickets. Pakistan was set a huge target, and right away, you knew that things were not going to be good. They lost an opening wicket um, after Will Roke got an early wicket of Shakil, and they put the pressure on when Rizwan, who's one of the top batsmen, but it was 22 for 2 for Pakistan with almost 10 overs. So they knew that with another 40 overs to go, their run rate was indeed climbing down. And after Rizwan, there was a little bit of both between Fakhar Zaman and Babar Azam. And it did seem that, and Rizwan, the captain, um, when he fell at the second wicket, but the third wicket was Fakhar Zaman, and 69 for three, it was 20 overs. So Pakistan had a very tall task, and wickets kept falling at regular intervals, with Babar Azam finally falling at 153 for the sixth wicket. Um, Again, there was some initial fight from the Pakistani tailenders with Afridi, Naseem Shah, and Harris Rauf actually scoring in double digits, but the run rate was steadily climbing. Will Roke with 3 wickets, Henry with two, Satner with three, even though Satner was slightly expensive, but the pick was Henry, who took 2 wickets for 25 runs. And that really put the brakes on Pakistan. And Australia and New Zealand goes on to win by 60 runs, really put the pressure right now. The pressure is on Pakistan for their next match. But before their next match, Pakistan has to play. Tomorrow we have the Bangladesh versus India. Of course, as we talked about, India is definitely favored. But for Pakistan, the critical match actually comes in on Sunday between India and Pakistan, starts at 4 a.m. And that's a pressure game for Pakistan. They have to win that match to stay relevant in that group. So pressure on Pakistan. Meanwhile, New Zealand is right now sitting in the driver's seat. And the match between India and Bangladesh is going to be very critical tomorrow. The winner definitely puts them in a better spot, and the loser will have a tough time because I think uh, not only that India has to play Pakistan on Sunday, then if they lose the match tomorrow, they will have to play New Zealand, which is playing great in their last match. So this is the quick recap of the first match between Pakistan and New Zealand. New Zealand gets the upper hand, wins by 60 runs. Pressure on Pakistan, and looking forward to the rest of the matches tomorrow and then Friday. So just to quick recap, tomorrow you have India playing Bangladesh. Friday you have Afghanistan playing South Africa. Saturday, a very critical matchup between Australia and England, and Sunday, of course, the marquee matchup between Pakistan and India. So looking forward to these games, and kudos to New Zealand. Two centurions, spinners came through from a bowling aspect of things, and well-deserved victory. So thanks again for listening.